Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, everyone. Honorable Chairperson, respected Director of the hospital, respected professors, my senior and junior colleagues, and my dear intern doctors. On behalf of the Department of Community Medicine and Public Health, I am Dr. Nafisa Sultana, lecturer of the department. It is my great pleasure to warmly welcome you all to today's weekly seminar on Emerging Pollutants, a Great Health Risk in Bangladesh. Today's seminar will be chaired by Professor Dr. Mohammad Yunus Ali, Professor, Department of Community Medicine and Public Health. Today's topic will be presented by Dr. Nafisa Sultana, Assistant Professor, Community Medicine and Public Health. Now, I would like to cordially invite our Honorable Chairperson to come to the dais and kindly conduct the rest of the session. Sir, please.
Assalamu alaikum, Honorable Director Sir, আমার বন্ধুবর Professor Chittaranjan Devonath, professors and junior colleagues. Welcome to all to this session. The seminar is organized by Department of Community Medicine and Public Health. Our topic is Emerging Pollutants, a Health Risk in Bangladesh. As we know, there are some pollutants, they continuously pollutes our environment, especially water, soil and other food items also. You will be happy to know that I have a panel of resource person, Dr. A.S.M. Hassan, Associate Professor, Dr. F.S. Alam, Fakir Samuel Alam, Associate Professor, Dr. Maksuda Begum Mina, Associate Professor, and Dr. Sultana Shabnum Dipu, Associate Professor. CBMCB. The asked speaker, Dr. Nafisa Sultana, she graduated from Sylhet AMAG Usmani Medical College in 2012, and thereafter she obtained her MPH degree under BSMMU, former BSMMU, in 2024. তো আমি একটু বলে নেই যে এই ভেজালের দুনিয়ায় একটা ছোট্ট একটা গল্প বলি। গল্পগুলো সবাই আমরা অ্যাকচুয়ালি শুনেই শিখি। গল্পটা এরকম যে এক গোয়ালা এক ভদ্রলোকের বাসায় ঘি ছাপাই দিত। অনেকেই হয়তো জানেন গল্পটা, যারা জানেন তাদের জন্য না। তো একদিন ওই ভদ্রলোক বলতেছে যে তুমি কি ঘি দিলা, যে আমার তো পেট খারাপ করে ফেলছে। তো গোয়ালা তো বিপদে পড়ছে, তুমি ভেজাল ঘি দিলা কি লিগা? তুমি সবসময় তুমি খাঁটি ঘি দাও আর তুমি ভেজাল ঘি দিলা কি লিগা? তো গোয়ালা বলে, স্যার যদি সাহস দেন তাহলে একটা কথা বলি। না না ঠিক আছে বলো, তুমি তো 12টা আমার বাজাইছই। বলে, স্যার আসলে আপনাকে যে ঘিটা গতকাল দিয়েছিলাম ওটাই ছিল আসল ঘি, আগে যা দিয়েছি ওটা ভেজাল ছিল। আসলে এই ভেজালের দুনিয়ায় আমরা ভেজাল খেতে খেতে অভ্যস্ত হয়ে গেছি। তো আমাদের স্পিকার দেখে আজকে উনি কিরকম ভেজাল নিয়ে আসছেন, তো আমি মনে করি যে I hope and we hope that we learn or get a good number of information from her presentation. Now, Dr. Nafisa Sultana, I request him to deliver her speech. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Honorable Director, sir, respected Chairman, sir, respected teachers and colleagues, Assalamu alaikum and good morning. Welcome to today's weekly seminar on emerging pollutants, a great health risk of Bangladesh. With the permission of Chairman, sir, I would like to proceed my presentation. Thank you, sir. Introduction. Bangladesh confronts a growing environmental crisis with profound implications for public health. Emerging pollutants, often overlooked in traditional monitoring programs, represent a substantial and escalating threat to the population and ecosystems of the country. These contaminants enter our environment through industrial discharge, improper waste management, and unregulated chemical use, creating a complex public health challenge that demands immediate attention from the medical and scientific community. Emerging pollutants are chemical substances found in the environment that are not traditionally monitored but have the potential to enter ecosystems and cause adverse effects on human health and the environment. There are some characteristic features of emerging pollutants. They are toxic at low concentration, persistent in environment, bioaccumulative, etc. Types of emerging pollutants: microplastics, pharmaceutical residues, personal care products, pesticides and herbicides, chemicals and heavy metals. Now, sources of emerging pollutants. Microplastics. Teeny plastic particles less than 5 mm in size, originating from the breakdown of larger plastic items, synthetic textiles, industrial processing and manufacturing. Physical harm to aquatic life and potential for leaching harmful chemicals into ecosystems and water supplies. A research study shows concentration of microplastic in the Buriganga River 12.4 and Shitalakha River 11.5 particles per liter. Another study found up to 374 particles per liter in the Buriganga water during dry season. In coastal water, more than 560 particles per cubic millimeter of water, that is higher than China. Health impacts of microplastics: cardiovascular disease, immune and digestive tissue, respiratory damage, reproductive and developmental toxicity, neurotoxicity, etc. Pharmaceutical residues. Residues from high consumption of medicine, unused and date expired medicines. A study 2026 found that lead 153, iron 1380, mercury 7 parts per billion in river near Gazipur and Narayanganj pharmaceutical zone, that is exceeded WHO guideline values. Health impacts of pharmaceuticals residues: endocrine disruption, chronic health effects, reproductive and developmental toxicity, increased cancer risk, etc. Personal care products: face wash, body lotion, brightening cream, lipstick, perfumes, whitening soaps. They contain heavy metals like arsenic, chromium, cadmium, nickel, triclosan, aluminum, etc. These personal care products enter water systems through sewage and runoff. Health impacts of personal care products: skin cancer, chronic dermatitis, endocrine disruption, reproductive and developmental toxicity, neurological damage, allergic reaction, etc. Pesticides and herbicides. Chemicals like DDT, polychlorinated biphenyls, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons that resist environmental degradation and accumulate in ecosystems. Health impacts of herbicides and pesticides: cancer, endocrine disruption, neurological disorder, increased risk of asthma and chronic lung disease, increased risk of type 2 diabetes mellitus. Chemicals and heavy metals. Per and polyfluoroalkyl substances used in textiles and industrial processes that persist indefinitely in the environment. Important heavy metals are chromium, lead, cadmium, mercury, arsenic. In Buriganga River, chromium reached 1,67,160 microgram per liter, indicating extreme pollution. This slide shows sources of heavy metals. They are natural source, industrial source, and agricultural source. This is the slide of sources of heavy metal. Health impacts of chemicals and heavy metals: kidney and liver damage, cardiovascular disease, neurotoxicity, increased risk of cancer, immune system dysfunction, reproductive and developmental toxicity. Food items we consumed also polluted. Now I am presenting some food items here. Rice. Rice is our staple food. But this rice often contains high level of inorganic arsenic, mycotoxin, lead, mercury, cadmium through contaminated irrigation water and fertilizer residue. There is a rumor that plastic rice is available in the market. Our another favorite food is puffed rice. Puffed rice is frequently contaminated with urea to improve its white color and size. Sodium hydrosulfide, known as hydrose powder, used for whitening. It also contaminated with inorganic arsenic, mycotoxin, etc. Fish. Fish accumulate mercury, methyl mercury, polychlorinated biphenyls, per and polyfluoroalkyl substances from polluted water and artificial fish feed. Dry fish, our favorite food. Dry fish is generally contaminated with mercury, lead, cadmium, chromium, DDT, harmful microorganisms, mainly E. coli and Salmonella, through polluted water and unsanitary drying condition. Seafood. Seafood can contain contaminants like microplastics, mercury, cadmium, arsenic, polychlorinated biphenyls, which bioaccumulate in fatty tissue. Meat. Meat can contain veterinary drugs, mainly antibiotics, dioxins, lead, cadmium, mercury, pesticides, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons from contaminated soil, polluted water, and artificial feed. This is the picture of kalabuna and chicken chop. Here is used artificial textile dye.
কালাবোনাতে অ্যাকচুয়ালি মানে রান্না করার পরে কোনো কিছু কালো হয় তো আগে ভোক্তা অধিকার অধিদপ্তর থেকে তারা যে অভিযান চালাচ্ছে সেখানে তারা এই পিকচারটা ওখান থেকে কালেকশন করা এখানে তারা এখানে ডাই টেক্সটাইল ডাই এই কালো সেটা অ্যাড করছে ওটা থেকে কালো আর এনাটা চপ মাংসের চপ চিকেন চপ যেটা
Potato chips are one of the most favorite foods for both children and grown-ups. But it contains harmful contaminants like acrylamide and trans fat, which is formed during high heat frying, and nitrogen gas is used for packaging. Chocolate. often contains significant level of heavy metals, especially lead and cadmium, which are absorbed by cocoa plants from the soil or introduced during processing. Ice cream, a mouth-watering food for both children and grown-ups, but it contains hazardous heavy metals like cadmium, lead, chromium, and synthetic dye, titanium dioxide, red number 3. Sodium benzoate are used as preservative, and it contains microbes, especially Salmonella and E. coli. Fruit juice. Fruit juice can contain lead, cadmium, nickel, arsenic, benzoic acid, textile coloring agent, sodium cyclamide and saccharin used as sweetener, and also it contains microbes, especially E. coli. This is the picture of লিচি, যেটা বাচ্চাদের আমরা সাধারণত দিয়ে থাকি। এখানে হচ্ছে আর্টিফিশিয়াল কালার মেশানো হচ্ছে এবং হচ্ছে শিশু খাদ্যের ভেজাল ধরা পড়েছে, সেটার একটা পিকচার। Milk is contaminated with melamine, veterinary drugs, mainly antibiotics, lead, mercury, cadmium, mycotoxin, aflatoxin M1, contaminated introduced via environmental pollution, contaminated feed and industrial processing. Milk powder milk also contain lead, cadmium, aluminum, microplastic, mycotoxins, aflatoxin M1. Then milk products, ghee and yogurt. There is also rumor that fake milk is available in the market. It contains mixture of water, urea, detergent, caustic soda, starch, soybean oil, liquid paraffin, nitrogen peroxide, arrowroot, etc. Ghee is polluted by adulterants, mainly palm oil and animal feed, and phthalates from packaging. A nutritional health study shows that ghee is the most polluted food in Bangladesh, more than 66%. And jaggery is the second most polluted food in Bangladesh, more than 43%. And then honey more than 33%. Yogurt is primarily contaminated with copper, lead, cadmium, persistent organic pollutant and phthalates. Honey can be contaminated with lead, mercury, cadmium, polychlorinated biphenyls, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, microorganisms, mainly Clostridium botulinum, through agricultural land, industrial activities, vehicular emission, and chemical treatment by beekeepers. Jaggery can contain contaminants from traditional unsanitary production method and chemical adulteration to enhance appearance. Common pollutants include sulfur dioxide, lead, cadmium, arsenic, artificial color, hydrous powder, etc. Sweets. Pollutants in sweets include heavy metals, artificial color, titanium dioxide, red 40, yellow 5, yellow 6, stemming from raw material contamination, manufacturing processes, and packaging migration. Funnel cake, also our most favorite food. Funnel cake contains high levels of trans fat, oxidized oil, reused frying oil, and artificial color, often compared to cigarettes regarding health risk. Chanachur, a traditional fried snack. Pollutants in chanachur consist of a combination of microbial contamination, physical contaminants from dirty production environment, and chemical contaminants from recycles or burnt oils and low quality materials. Noodles. Instant noodles commonly prepared snacks in the evening often contain contaminants like heavy metals, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, bisphenol A from packaging. Egg. Eggs can contain significant pollutants such as veterinary drug residue, dioxin, heavy metals, microplastic, persistent organic pollutants accumulating from polluted soil, waste incineration, and e-waste. There is a rumor that plastic egg is available in market. Now fruits. Fruits are commonly contaminated with pesticide residue, heavy metals. Formalin are used as preservatives and calcium carbide used for ripening. The highest pesticides level are found on strawberry, grapes, and apples. Watermelon, one of the most popular fruits in summer, which contains artificial dye, erythrocyte, used for color enhancement, sodium cyclamide and saccharin, used for sweetening. Vegetables. Vegetables are generally polluted by pesticide residues, herbicides, heavy metals from industrial discharge, contaminated soil, and agricultural runoff. Based on recent studies, the most contaminated vegetables in Bangladesh includes beans, lal sak, eggplant, cucumber, tomato, okra, bitter gourd, cabbage, etc. Now, overall health effects of emerging pollutants: endocrine disruption, cancer, neurological disorder, increased chronic diseases, developmental abnormalities, reproductive problems, reduced treatment effectiveness, increased morbidity or mortality. Environmental impact: fish contamination, bioaccumulation in food chain, loss of aquatic biodiversity, contaminated drinking water, global warming, and deforestation. The food chain contamination pathway: emerging pollutants enter water bodies, accumulate in fish and aquatic organisms, and ultimately reach humans through consumption, creating a cycle of contamination and health risk. Prevention and control: public awareness, improved waste management, legislation, and role of BSTI. The role of public health professionals: public awareness through health education, research and data collection, dissemination of information. The legislation in Bangladesh to ensure food safety are Food Safety Act 2013, Bangladesh Food Safety Authority, Directorate of National Consumers Right Protection, Bangladesh Standard and Testing Institution, Mobile Code Act 2009, etc. Conclusion: a call for urgent action. Significant threat: emerging pollutants pose a significant and growing threat to public health in Bangladesh. Concerned effort, government, industry, researchers, and the public must work together. Proactive measures, pollution control, waste management, and public health surveillance are essential. Take home message. Awareness begins from your own home. সচেতনতা শুরু হোক আপনার ঘর থেকে। Thank you.